One of the most common questions I'm being asked right now is, should I try an over-the-counter hearing aid or should I get professionally fitted hearing aids? The answer depends on you. An over-the-counter hearing aid may cost less and may be easier to access, but that doesn't automatically make it the simpler option. With an over-the-counter hearing aid, you're generally responsible for choosing the device, setting it up, adjusting it, maintaining it, and deciding whether it's actually helping. Some people will be perfectly comfortable doing that. Others may end up frustrated, unsure whether the hearing aid is working properly, or wondering why sounds are louder but speech is still difficult to understand. So, before deciding between an over-the-counter hearing aid and professionally fitted hearing aids, there are 4 important questions to consider. I'm Jennifer Abbott, owner of Hear at Home in North Vancouver. I'm a registered hearing instrument practitioner, and since 2009, I've been providing hearing care in our boutique clinic in North Vancouver, in people's homes throughout Greater Vancouver, and in retirement and long-term care homes. Question 1. Is your hearing loss appropriate for an OTC hearing aid? The first question isn't, which hearing aid should I buy? It's, is an over-the-counter hearing aid the right type of solution for me? OTC hearing aids are designed for adults who believe they have mild to moderate hearing loss. But it can be difficult to judge the degree or type of your own hearing loss. You may notice that conversations are becoming harder to follow. The television is getting louder or people seem to be mumbling. But those experiences don't tell you whether both ears are affected equally, how clearly you understand speech, or whether there may be another reason for the hearing difficulty. You should also seek professional or medical advice before purchasing a device if you have symptoms such as sudden hearing loss, ear pain, drainage, dizziness, significant ringing in one ear, or hearing that has changed rapidly. A hearing assessment can help determine whether the problem is something an OTC hearing aid is designed to address, or whether another form of care would be more appropriate. Question number 2. Can you manage the hearing aid independently? With an OTC hearing aid, you're generally responsible for completing the hearing screening in the app, selecting the device, setting it up, inserting it correctly, adjusting the sound, learning how it works, cleaning and maintaining it, and troubleshooting problems if something isn't right. Someone who's comfortable with technology, has good vision and dexterity, and can follow the setup instructions may do very well. But those tasks can become difficult for someone with arthritis, reduced hand strength, poor vision, memory changes, cognitive impairment, or limited confidence using smartphones and apps. Years ago, I met a woman whose family had brought hearing aids back for her from overseas. They'd also brought the cables, software, and other equipment needed to set them up. Technically, she had hearing aids, but without anyone to fit them or show her how to use them, they were never really a solution. The hearing aids weren't necessarily the problem. The solution simply didn't match her ability to manage it. And that's something families often overlook. The best hearing aid isn't simply the one with the best features or the lowest price. It's the one the person can use consistently and successfully. If you're considering an OTC hearing aid, but you're not sure whether you'll be able to manage it or whether a family member will, a hearing professional can help you decide before you spend money on a device that may end up unused. Question number 3. How much support do you want? The biggest difference between an OTC hearing aid and a professionally fitted option isn't always the hearing aid itself. It's often the care that comes with it. That's something many people don't think about until they need help. With an OTC device, you're generally responsible for deciding whether it fits properly, whether the settings are appropriate, and what to do when something doesn't sound right. Professionally fitted hearing aids begin with an assessment to determine the type and degree of hearing loss and whether there are any concerns requiring medical attention. The hearing aids can then be selected and programmed according to the person's results, communication needs, and lifestyle. Professional care can include fitting and fine-tuning, real ear measurements, follow-up appointments, counseling and communication strategies, maintenance, troubleshooting, and adjustments as the person's needs change. Some people prefer to manage everything independently and may not feel they need that level of support. Others really value having someone they can call who already knows their hearing history when a problem comes up. Neither preference is automatically right or wrong. The important thing is to understand how much support you're likely to need before choosing the device. Question number 4. What happens if the OTC hearing aid doesn't help? Sometimes an over-the-counter hearing aid works exactly as hoped. Sometimes sounds become louder, but speech is still unclear. The hearing aid may feel uncomfortable, produce too much background noise, or end up sitting unused in a drawer. If that happens, it doesn't necessarily mean hearing aids don't work for you. The settings may not be appropriate. The fit may be incorrect. The device may not be suited to the type or degree of hearing loss. There may be earwax affecting the sound. Or there may be another hearing or medical issue that hasn't yet been identified. That's a sign to seek professional advice rather than giving up on hearing care altogether. A hearing assessment can help determine why the device isn't working and whether an adjustment, a different hearing aid, or another type of treatment or support would be more appropriate. So which option is right for you? An OTC hearing aid may be a reasonable place to start if you're an adult with uncomplicated mild to moderate hearing difficulties. You don't have concerning ear-related symptoms. You're comfortable managing technology. And you're prepared to select, adjust, and troubleshoot the device yourself. Professionally fitted hearing aids may be the better option if your hearing loss is more significant or complex. You struggle considerably with speech understanding. You have symptoms that should be assessed. You have difficulty managing small devices or technology. Or you want personalized fitting and ongoing support. There isn't one right answer for everyone. The goal is to match the solution to the person, not the person to the solution. For some people, that'll be an over-the-counter hearing aid. For others, the assessment, programming, and ongoing care surrounding professionally fitted hearing aids will make the difference between owning a device and actually using it successfully. But choosing the right device is only part of the process. If an over-the-counter hearing aid meets your needs, that's a good outcome. If it doesn't, that doesn't necessarily mean hearing aids aren't right for you. It may simply mean you need a different level of support. So watch this next video to learn why even a properly selected hearing aid may not solve every communication difficulty, as well as why adjustment, family support, and communication habits still matter. And if you live on the North Shore and you're unsure which option is appropriate for you or a family member, we'd be happy to help you make an informed decision in clinic or in your own home.